recording. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to My Taste in Music Sucks, the the show where myself, Keith Miller, and Christopher Icon get together, hang out, talk about some music that you may not have heard. Um, and if you have heard it, maybe we'll give you a little bit of a different take on it. And this week, we are reviewing Six Times the Charm by Mark Knight and the Unsung Heroes. And honestly, I started last week and I'm pretty familiar with Mark and this album. So I could give a huge backstory on this. But I'm interested, Icon, to know what your take on the album was going in cold. So why don't we start with that?
Wow. All right. Without being too long-winded at first, I actually did listen to the album today, this morning in a rush. My own fault because, we're learning as we go.
Yeah.
But I was walking the dog, so absolutely cold. There's no other way to even. And I start listening to it, and all kinds of neat ideas are coming up in my head because I'm completely open-minded. I'm envisioning scenarios for the music. If nothing else, I had a great time listening to this album, no matter what happens from here. So we'll have to give a lot of love to Keith Knight. And finally, on this part, he's from Bang
Bang
Tango.
Tango. Yeah, man.
I'm not even familiar with them, just the name.
Wow.
So we got a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to give a little background on the album now. First of all, Bang Tango is my favorite band from high school.
I
Um,
thought that. I wasn't
yeah.
sure.
Favorite band from high school. I've had Mark on my other podcast right before this album came out. We talked
Oh,
when
wow.
he was in the process of making it. So, and he's a really cool guy, dude. It's awesome when you get to talk to people who you've admired for 40 freaking years or whatever, and they're cool. Um,
Yeah.
so the cover of the album is a painting of him and his daughter that she painted. Um,
Oh, neat.
yeah, and unfortunately, she passed away of circumstances that no parent wants to. I mean,
Right.
regardless, you know what I mean.
I
So,
do. It's
uh,
hard to adjust that, but not adjust. It's hard to address that
yeah,
because it hurts.
yeah, yeah. When I had him on the podcast, we didn't talk about it. Even though the album there's a lot of her on this album. Like knowing that I could, the first song is obviously about her. Triple Threes is it seems like it's about her. I mean, there's definitely songs that he wrote with her in mind. So yeah, yeah. Now that you know that, it's a lot more. Yeah, yeah. Um, it makes the album. It puts you in a different mindset when you're listening to the album. It makes it a heavier experience for sure. Um, but
Wow, a lot um going on in that statement with what we are aiming to do here.
yeah,
Wow, I don't even know. It's just I didn't know the thing about his daughter. So it adds.
yeah.
I don't know, boy, is it disrespectful to say I don't know if I wanted to know that before I started the album? Because,
Right.
man, I got so much wholesome positivity feeling like not grief, sorrow. I got love,
Yeah.
companionship. Um, it was a completely different vibe, even now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no, I honestly, that's part of the reason I didn't know if you were going to research any of the background, but that's part of the reason why I didn't tell you before the review. Like, it's two different perspectives. And there is, a lot of love, obviously, and companionship and him and his daughter wrote songs together
Oh,
and they surfed together. I mean, she was, yeah, and she was 25 when she passed. So
yeah.
there's a
I
lot of
understand.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think as music lovers, and this includes both of us and anyone who happens to join us in this journey,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an ADHD thing, which is a little about me, but
Right.
man, music is and has always been a feel experience.
Oh yeah.
And it's so weird because I have not experienced the daughter thing,
Right.
but we've all experienced loss, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
So
of
it's a
course.
feel, and the way he did it, expressed it, was almost healing now
Yeah,
that I know the backstory.
sure.
It
Yeah, man,
very
definitely.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I made notes on every song if you want to dig into the songs a little bit. Um,
Yeah, I got some notes too.
okay,
Yeah,
cool.
let's do it. I really like I'm I'm excited.
All right, awesome. So, the album kicks off with Best That We Can, which that's clearly about hoping that he had a good enough connection with Lucy. At least that's what it seems like to me. Um, it's really heartfelt and emotional. If you want to get into the music side of it, which this is a music podcast, so we should. This is really the only time this is used on the album, but there's some really cool counter melodies going on in the vocals and some harmonizing that I found really, really interesting. Um, Mark has like a ragged quality to his voice, and I don't know if he was doing both sets of vocals on that, but whoever was doing the backup or the counter melody complimented him really, really well. And like I said, I don't know if that's him doing both. Um, but yeah, that was the coolest part of the song. The part that stuck out to me the most was the counter melodies in the vocal.
Um, I agree with the points you're making, absolutely. And that the things you were saying and experiences brings up some of the experiences I had while enjoying this album.
Yeah,
You were talking about his vocals and how it's um different, not what I
yeah,
expected. This took me to a really neat place while envisioning the rest of the album, and it's kind of silly because of how heavy the album is.
yeah.
But I'll tell you the statement thing real quick and it'll spark. For some reason, it made me imagine the, let's say, viewing universe of Boy
Hmm.
Meets World. And
Okay.
Mr. Knight,
Yeah.
this is dumb, man, but it's funny. Mr.
Yeah.
Knight, to me, would have been like if that universe wrote basically Tom Petty. And
Sure.
it just
There's yeah.
it's silly, but
Mhm.
I think maybe as music lovers we can all kind of see how I got there, which plays into the time travel and the that we were talking about last week.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel a lot of Tom Petty in this album. Like honestly, because he was able to. I mean, we'll get into this more, but Tom Petty was able to do songs like "Refugee," but then also do a song like Mary Jane's Last
Refugee,
Dance. Yeah,
it applies as you have you happen whatever have
sure.
you or the viewers heard Melissa Etheridge's cover of Refugee?
No, I have not.
I don't know how we do this kind of thing as we continue to talk without
Right.
me going to the weeds, but it's phenomenal. It's
Okay.
everything we want out of a song. It
Yeah,
feels, it's different from Tom's. It's, oh my God, her voice.
I'm gonna have
So,
to check it out.
yeah, that's what I was getting to. However, we
Yeah.
do this and however the viewers do this, go check out Melissa Etheridge's cover of Tom Petty's Refugee,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. Cool. And I mean, not to get too far off the path, but um, I remember when Melissa Etheridge started playing Maggie May, another phenomenal cover. Um, the Rod
Um,
Stewart song.
yes,
And
I've
she
not
sang
heard
it.
I've
You
not
haven't heard
heard
that?
this cover.
Oh, it's really good. She started playing it
Yes.
live,
I'm
and
gonna
then
add the search to YouTube as we're doing this, and
okay,
everybody else should maybe write this down because we're gonna end up doing this a lot
absolutely, yeah,
as time
yeah,
goes on, is telling each other and hopefully anyone who joins us about these new songs. And it's
yep,
gonna get so I'm gonna save this, and I suggest everybody else writes it down, does the same thing. Please
yeah.
continue, Keith.
Sure, sure. So she started covering that song live, and she sang it
How
from the
long
point.
ago?
Oh, dude, this was back in the '90s, if not
Oh, even
earlier.
better. Her
Yeah,
style rocked more back then.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
go.
yeah. So she started covering this song, and then when she was covering it live, and she sang it from the point of view of Rod Stewart's character, and this is before she came out. Um, and then when she put out the single for "I'm the Only One," she put a cover of Maggie May on that single, and that was part of her statement, like, yes, I'm a lesbian,
Oh,
because
really?
she was singing from the point of view of someone who was in love with a woman. um, and that whole album, Yes I Am, that was her statement album. If you go, there's so many romantic songs on that are women to women. That's why it was called Yes I Am.
Yep.
So yeah. But back to Mark Knight, man. The Tom Petty feel is kind of all over this album, especially the way that he goes from like roots rock to hard rock, to punkier stuff, kind of, which
What
Tom Petty was very
exactly,
good at.
for everyone, because these genres in music can get so
Yeah.
off branch and nuanced. In a quick way, could you kind of explain what roots rock is, but not
Yeah,
get too in the
sure.
weeds?
Sure, sure. So roots rock, Americana, whatever you want to call it. It's acoustic guitars, folk based, some blues bass in it. Artists like sometimes it's called heartland rock,
Can you give
whatever.
a couple quick artist examples? Because I know
Yeah,
exactly
sure.
what you mean because
Yeah,
I'm a nerd, but
yeah. Yeah, guys like, bigger names like John Mellencamp and Bruce Springsteen. You would look at people like Jason Isbell and
mhm,
Steve Earle to an extent, even though he's more country, but he also has
yep,
some roots rock.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're all
Yeah,
good.
yep, guys like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So Mark Knight definitely fits in that category on a lot of these songs.
on
Um,
his own, or with Bang Tango, because I don't know
oh,
about them either.
So Bang Tango, this is going to be kind of surprising, was a hard rock funk metal band. They were actually one of the first glam metal bands to put funk into their music
I
and
hear that.
psychedelic
Yeah,
elements. Yeah, yeah, there's some stuff where it still plays into it, especially in the guitar, because Mark wrote, I mean, I believe that in this, I'm going to give Mark as much credit I believe that Bang Tango's stuff was credited to the band, probably for royalties purposes. But Mark wrote the majority of the music. He wrote the solos. He wrote a lot of the riffs. Came up with the grooves. Um,
yes,
so yeah, I mean, and this is just my understanding of it, dude. If Joe Lesta or Kyle want to come on and be like, "No, Mark didn't write it,"
yeah. We ain't trying to drama.
yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not trying
all
to
love.
disparage anyone else, but
I'm trying to find. Go
my
ahead,
understanding
please.
is Mark was very instrumental in the sound of that band. So,
Yeah, I can understand that. I have a feeling I know the band, and I'm
okay.
just trying to
Well, do you know
find
someone like
whatever.
you? Someone
No,
like you was their biggest song.
okay,
Um, and
not off the
it's
top of my head. So we're gonna
okay.
have to continue cold as far as
Sure.
Bang Tango goes.
Yeah, I mean, then that's fine because legitimately there's elements, especially on a couple of these songs, which I noted that call back to Bang Tango, but Mark Knight and the Unsung Heroes is a completely different
Yeah,
animal.
long
Yeah.
going thing too. It looked
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
isn't just, hi guys, here's my solo. This happens to
Right.
be, I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
I'm shattered. I'm hurt. It's time to. You get it, I get it, and
Yeah.
anybody that's a creative gets what he not only had to do, mindset he had to get into to make this album, right?
Right,
And
right, right.
then to share it.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. So
And
it's not, go ahead. No, that's
oh no,
fine.
I was just gonna say one of the reasons why, this is definitely not just a throw off, like this is my solo album and these are the guys who I'm playing with. Tig Kettler, who was the drummer in Bang Tango, not only
Right.
plays with Mark in the Unsung Heroes, which I believe six times the charm is the illusion, not illusion, allusion to this being their sixth album. So as this incarnation. Um, so yeah, Tig
I
has
heard
been,
that
yeah,
the way you're describing it. So
yeah,
hopefully everybody else too. I actually understand exactly what you're saying, and it plays into one of my notes too. Of we mentioned this with it's gonna be hard to remember names, but the guy we
yeah.
were talking about last
Um,
show.
oh, sure, Adam Rich, yeah,
The there's a part of musicianship.
yeah,
Did you did you work in the ring? You know what I mean?
a little bit,
So you'll get this too.
not as much as somebody who was good, but yeah,
There's something that happens with your chemistry,
Mhm.
timing, all of that in the creation that you almost turn into one
Oh, sure,
entity. And I
yeah,
felt that on this album. They were
yeah,
so tight and
yeah,
precise. And it was just, you could tell they were veteran musicians, which is what
hmm
my note says, specifically veteran.
yeah.
And they've been playing together for a while.
Yeah, yeah. Mark has said that Tig Kettler is his Charlie Watts, so that's pretty cool. you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and another thing, I was going to talk about this in the wrap up of the album, but since we're talking about the professionalism of it, the production on this thing is pristine. It does not sound. Mark Knight has a home studio, so it does not sound like something that was produced in a home studio. Like it is, the mix is killer. It sounds really really good.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
um,
I did I actually did him a disservice. I was just listening with regular earbuds in. I
yeah,
have I have some nice over the ear. I'm going to have to switch up my routine and
yeah,
put
yeah,
those on just so I can really hear the production value and the sound and vocal tricks in kind of 3D
sure.
because they were on this album and I had crap earbuds and I could tell that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and I honestly was listening to it through my iPhone, which iPhones have decent speakers for a cell phone, but it's still
Oh, yuck. You were
super
listening like
compressed. It's super compressed. Yeah, yeah,
I'm we're all music lovers and I'm sure everybody experiences music not only in all the ways, but
yeah.
specific ways. I could not do that. I could if I was out doing something outside and I needed music,
Right,
I could
right,
tolerate that
right,
with
right.
the but as far as when it's time to I'm in the music, I'm ready to go, be it chores, album, a new album,
Yeah.
I could not do that. The sound uh, and I think it's just with me, but we're all
hmm
kind of music lovers since it's not even close to true to what the musician is trying to
Yeah. Yeah.
it triggers OCD stuff. I
Ah,
cannot listen to music like that. I have to
sure.
be earbuds
Yeah.
open, let's go. It's a sound thing and it's a mind thing that I don't actually know how to explain that I bet all of us feel.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well, oh,
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I went and bought a stereo from the '90s. But Casey actually was playing basketball and broke the CD player part of it.
Can we
So
tie
I'm
this into Mark Knight somehow? Because God, a stereo story
yeah,
that's
yeah, of
gonna
course, dude. Yeah, I'm trying to get a new CD player. There's a 100 disc changer in
mhm.
Toledo that is actually compatible with mine. Same brand. It's Pioneer. Um,
Oh my God.
I'm
To me,
trying to
it's
get to
not just
Toledo to
about
get
the
it.
music or I'm sorry, the setup. There's
Yeah,
a whole big nostalgic music lover,
of
my
course.
dad, Mr. Knight, thing going on with just the idea of those old. Mine might be a pioneer.
Yeah,
That's why I was saying, can we tie this back to Mr. Knight? Because I bet all of us listening, especially if you're about our age, right? I'm
yeah, yeah, for sure.
47,
Yeah, I'm
can do
51.
this
So
with their hopefully whatever, pray whatever for everyone. They
yeah,
can do this with their dad or
Yeah.
older brother, and it's such a powerful emotion and experience that music brings out of the listener.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there's nothing like listening to an album on a stereo. You can hear all the separation. You can make it big, you can make it quiet. That's just my personal opinion. A lot of people are really into headphones. Like I know there's Pink Floyd
Yeah.
fans who are like, yeah, we have to listen to it on headphones. And that's
Right.
fine.
That's
Um
me.
to me, headphones are more for when I'm doing something. Like I'll put on headphones and I'll go out and start doing stuff. But when I want to sit down and really listen to music and enjoy it, I play it on a stereo. That's just yeah. That's just me, and everybody's different. So
It
um
for me, it's two different mindsets. I can do
sure.
both.
Right on. All right, so let's get into the second song, which we kind of I this song touches on Mark's history a little bit. It's called Back Out on the Run.
Oh
Um
wow.
and
Yeah,
that
I love how
that
you know this, and I didn't. It's such a
yeah,
neat experience, and I don't know who follows along at home, and I don't know how that's going to grow, but I hope some people get to do this same thing.
yeah, for sure. And I mean when you've got a artist like Mark Knight who has such a rich history, and I have been a fan since I was 14 or 15. you know if you know the history, it enhances the music. But the thing is, the music's so good, you can still get something from it regardless. But
Absolutely.
but I feel like Back Out on the Run. Um, I believe Mr. Knight's in his 60s now. Mark is in his 60s now. But
That explains the Johnny Cat. I don't know how, and
yeah,
I hope it's
yeah,
not as insulting sounding, but now visually to me that explains the gravel voice, the Johnny
sure,
Cash kind of,
sure,
hey,
sure.
I'm older and experienced and I'm in a good mood, but
Yeah,
does that
yeah.
make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the fact that he's going out and he's looking at what he's done in the past, and I believe this is him talking to his wife, who is also his manager. Um, would you stick around if I went back out and tried to do this one more time? Because he's kind of hitting momentum, I think, in his career. He's got this album's gotten a lot of good reviews. It's been written up by a lot of people. He's going on
Yeah.
podcasts, and I think if I was him, I would feel like, hey, maybe we can get out of LA with this album and go do something. And I think that's what this song is. It's like you're asking your lover, the person who, you have to
Yeah,
ask permission from. You know what I mean? Can I
I
get
do
out there and
actually.
try this again?
It's a
Um,
thing I think everybody can actually relate to what you're saying, especially again, you and I know each other from a very unique, different kind of
do, yeah.
creative life.
Yeah.
So I think anybody that's in that creative world, especially as they're older like you and I,
Yeah.
kind of understand what he's saying on that song. It's not just whatever. I've been with my human a long time. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah. Yeah.
like uh I'm whipped. Hey baby, can I scratch scratch go back out on the road? No,
Right. No, it's not like that.
and it's
Yeah.
not even
Yeah.
like a more hip hop swagger. I don't want to say the B word, but like, yo, woman, I'm going back out on the road. God,
Yeah.
I'm so dumb. I get the accents. I'm sorry,
It's
not
all good,
offensive.
dude. It's
It's
all
just,
good.
hey, baby, hey, partner, like you said, not can I please, but can I? Do
Yeah.
I have the everything that you got to sacrifice, that you got to push into that performance?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's definitely that feel that I guess you described it as roots rock. It's
Right.
every man, it's blue collar. Because I don't feel special because anything I did in wrestling, so it
Sure.
doesn't disclude anyone. It's just Tom Petty,
Yeah.
Americana in a
Yeah.
good way. And it's such a that's a hard word. It's such a contrast knowing how dark and heavy uh the energy must have been to create this album.
Yeah, yeah,
It's man, it really messed with my head, honestly. It but in a very neat way. I
right.
just kudos, whatever we're gonna do, and yay, artist.
Yeah,
Um, what a
yeah,
great thanks.
yeah.
You'll get it. Everybody else will get it. Nothing else to say. Thanks, Mark, for sharing this process, artistic vision with me at the very least. That's the
Right,
biggest
sure,
praise I can possibly think of.
sure. I think musically, at the beginning, this song sounds almost like Credence. It's very swampy. The guitar is very like I can't really think of how to describe it, but it sounds like something that would come out of the bayou. You know, it's very so I dug that. And then as the song goes on, it gets more reflective and definitely falls into the Americana. But I thought that the intro to the song was really, really cool. Um, and and what you were talking about, I think it hits even harder with a guy like Mark because Bang Tango was a big deal. Like they were definitely B tier hard rock when hard rock was huge. So
Did I
being
already
B
ask
tier,
what year?
I believe the first album was 88 or 89.
Hmm.
So right in the
Okay.
like, right in the thick of it, Guns N'
I
Roses and
hit
yeah.
grunt as far as personal taste.
Yeah,
I love all the stuff my dad, stepmom, all that fun story
sure,
stuff.
sure.
But as far as me, at least originally when I wanted to be a creative in the music realm, when I
Yeah.
discovered or hit whatever you want to call this grunge,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
would have been 92,
91, 92. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anything that didn't have, oh my God, this feels so lame, but that, uh, yeah, kind of edge to it, man, I
Yeah,
didn't give it no mind, no
I
pay,
get it,
nothing
dude.
until
I
many
get it.
years later. So I
That's what
missed,
happened. These
yeah.
bands, and that's what happened. Like these bands were on top of the world.
Hmm.
Bang Tango had a top 40 single. Bang Tango, sold, toured with Aerosmith. I mean,
Okay.
they were so close to being superstar level, And then the second album dropped right before Nirvana,
Uh,
and then it was done, and it sucks, man. Um, but I think, there's a
did
whole
he happen to say, I would love to know, and
Mhm.
as we carry forward, great
Yeah,
idea.
yeah,
By any chance, since he has been creating music
right,
before the bomb of Nirvana, did
right,
he
right.
mention what it felt like, or if he, as the artist, knew right away, oh, bleep,
Right.
that just the whole scene changed?
Yeah, well, here's the thing about Bang Tango that probably um there was internal conflict, I think, from the beginning in that band.
Right.
Um and then when their second album came out, it was really, really good, but it got no label support, no MTV support. They didn't even
Man,
play the single on
the
MTV.
music industry, who cares, right? We're
Yeah.
being honest
Yeah.
on
Sure,
podcast.
sure.
I don't know how to enough say F those guys.
Yeah.
They took they took music, which is uh, magic, beautiful,
Yeah.
it's life, and just not only put a price tag on it, just beat it down to get every last dime out of it.
Yeah.
And it sacrificed so much genuine creative music that it, in me, God, it just hurts my feelings in a way that's visceral, as people
Right,
should
right.
know.
Yeah. I mean, honestly though, I think as much as I hate the fact that I can't just go out and buy CDs anymore, I think that that is one of the better things about the internet. It's opened up creativity so much, because let's say Mark made this album in 1994. There's a chance we wouldn't even be talking about it. He made it at his house, you
Yeah.
know? But now because Mark has decades worth of fans who support him and they can follow him by pushing buttons on their phone, people know about this album. And and he's selling copies of it. He does sell physical copies through his website.
Good.
So yeah. But then you can also find it on streaming, and and every time he plays a show, it's there for anybody. Like anybody who's in LA can go see Mark Knight and they know that it's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I like the way that the internet has in a way turned corporate music on its head. You wouldn't really get albums like Adam Rich or like Mark Knight, like really either one of the albums that we've talked about. Um, on a national level, that's the thing. Like Adam Rich is in Cleveland, but if someone on an international level, if someone in England happens to hear, Wrong Side of Cool, they can go to the Love Muffin website and buy the freaking album. I mean that's so cool. Um, so yeah, but what I was gonna say was he touches on this a little bit in the song, but Bang Tango was huge. I mean, as huge as a band that wasn't Motley Crue. You know what I mean? They were like, they were on MTV every single day. They were being played on radio. They had a top 40 hit. They toured with Aerosmith.
MTV is a lost art. I don't mean the
Dude,
channel. I mean
yeah.
the music video
Videos, yeah.
expression of the art. It needs to
Yeah.
come back. I don't know what that means, how that's done, but make music videos, people.
Yeah, here's the thing too. Kids won't even understand like how important MTV used to be. Like I keep on saying they were on MTV every day, but to someone who's 20, they're like, why does that matter? But it really did matter. It really, really did. So
Did
so
to me
yeah,
at least.
yeah. I think that part of this song too is about one, like you said, wondering if he can recapture that. Because he was in a huge band, and it's like, can he go back out there and do this with this music and recapture it? So
Yeah.
yeah, dude, like I said, I love Mark Knight, and obviously this music hit with you too. So hopefully we don't do a 3-hour podcast on this album, but but I feel like every single song there's so much to unpack.
Right.
Um,
Well, we're kind of learning as we go, so
yeah.
hopefully people won't be too mad because like you were just alluding to where pick where we want to start
Yeah, I
with.
don't want to ignore any of these songs.
I know.
It's
I
hard.
wrote down since we're already being conscious of time, I wrote
Yeah.
down a note about Stranger in the Night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Stranger in the Night, it had a very cool, like epic Western, like tragic or epic
Yes.
Western tragedy vibe to it.
Yes.
As far as the technical sound of it, it was just great
Mm-hmm.
soundscaping, which
Yeah,
is important with imagination to the music listener.
absolutely.
That's when I realized I should have had my better
Right,
headphones
sure.
on because it was epic. The song itself, the musicianship, and the things that I could visualize from just feeling, air quotes, whatever, the
Yeah,
music. You know what I mean?
yeah. So I am like a music nerd, and so I'm probably gonna say I'm gonna name check people who I'm like, yeah, everybody knows who this person is, but the first thing that came to mind when I heard "Strangers in the Night" was Dwayne Eddy.
All
He
right,
was a
you're gonna
Yeah,
have to
exactly. Yeah. So he was a
assassinate
guitarist
them.
in the 1960s
All
who
right.
was very like he played a twangy guitar, but he was very good at creating atmosphere. And and this song to me sits in that like it not lyrically, but musically, like murder ballad country.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of sound.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
or like watching a freaking Philip Marlowe uh detective. He's a detective guy in film noir type
Yeah.
stuff.
One of the
Yeah, yeah, like the femme fatale and
I
the
didn't get that
detective.
vibe from it from this song at
Okay.
all. It
Yeah,
stayed Western. It stayed the hero or me as I'm imagining the story. I'm
sure.
not I'm not a badass. I'm not John Wayne. I'm not no. I'm old. It's been a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah,
I'm dying, but ain't none of you, be it the enemies, the opposition, gonna know I'm dying because I'm just I'm just tough. I've
yeah,
just hurt too much. I've done too much. I'm older, I'm tough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's what I'm gonna see exactly what I wrote down for that. Yeah, I said it has like an old school shuffle and it's very moody. That's what I
Right.
said. So yeah. Um
Man, it was neat that you had him on the podcast because now I love this kind of thing.
yeah.
So I wish every, I guess it would be singer and songwriter, would release why they wrote every song ever. Ever,
Yeah.
ever. Because
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
want to know if what they were thinking is what I got out of it. And if not, why?
Right,
Ah,
right. I mean, there's so many people who are like, I don't tell what my songs are about because I don't want to put my thoughts into your listening experience.
yes.
Um, I feel like with this album, it was so personal. Um, I mean, and yeah, I mean, it's so personal, but at the
It's
same time, it's
sharing.
universal. So
Yes.
yeah. So okay, I don't think we should go through every song, even though I really want to. Oh,
Right. Yeah,
jeez.
that's something we're going to learn as we go. Plus
Yeah,
maybe some kind of counter because I didn't do nothing like that. And
right. But 1111, which was the third track, is my favorite song on the album. I think it's the first time that Mark really busts out with his guitar work. And Mark is an amazing guitar player. This album, regardless of the style of the song, every song has a really cool solo. So for people who enjoy guitar work, there is some very good, tasteful solos on this album that serve the song. Um, and you'll be able to hear like the finger picking and
right.
all the cool stuff that Mark can do.
There were a
So
lot
yeah,
of artists and stuff in the 80s and 90s that were doing that. They
yes,
just unfortunately had that sound like you were alluding to with Motley Crue.
yeah,
Motley Crue was just, and this might be an age thing, but
yeah,
they just came out too soon or at the perfect time when I was a young man. So
sure,
it was braggadocious.
yeah,
It had like a, I guess for me as I'm learning through the world what to do, what to emulate, you had to be like Motley Crue then because the put out your chest, the
yeah, 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 man,
and there were a lot of artists, even that kind of they joke about like Striper that
sure,
were
sure,
still writing the same level, excitement, talent of music, but they chose not to be braggadocious.
right,
And a lot of people, especially me and our age, went, "You're boring, old."
right, sure, sure, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was not a Striper guy. I like their cover of Shining Star, but
I
that's
don't even
probably
know
about
that
it.
because I don't like most of that genre of music. But
Sure, sure,
you could tell Mark Knight, which is that genre of music, I was in. I was
yeah,
there with him, what he was
yeah.
creating. I was right there with it.
Right. Well, I mean, he's like we've talked about. This sound has definitely evolved. There's a couple
Mm-hmm.
songs on here that could fall. 1111 definitely falls into like a hard rock realm. And
Mm-hmm.
what's the other song? Oh, Truth Always Rises. Truth Always Rises is the song about the cheating girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the name
Yeah,
was escaping me.
that is the Sunset Strip. You know what I mean? That's a groove rock tune right there. That definitely took me back to the 80s.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
song though. Yeah.
Man,
Love that song.
that is such a neat thing. Hopefully we're not off of Mr. Knight too much, but that is
Hmm.
such a neat thing in the music experiences. There's so many albums and songs that I just happened to hear while something was going on in my life. And
Yeah.
then suddenly, boom, for the rest of my life. I know that might be dumb, but for the rest of my life, that song is now whatever that moment was frozen. And the older I get
Sure.
and learn, I can just, I don't know, pick that memory and that song and start to look at it from a different angle now that I'm older. And it's just all we've been trying to say about music.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah,
Definitely. So one other, like I said, I took notes on everything. But man, I just want to say real quick, like, "Might Be Lonely" is very Stonesy. It's got that blues, like Rolling
Yeah,
Stones feel to it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and Right My Wrongs. The drums on Right My Wrongs are so cool. They're used so well. I don't really know how else to describe it. They're understated, but they complement the song so well. And one of the things that I always loved about Tig Kettler's drumming, it sounds live. It's very dry. He doesn't really put effects on his drums, at least as far as I can hear. It just
Yes, yes, I
sounds like a
gotcha.
drummer playing. And because Bang Tango was based in funk, the drums were like that in Bang Tango too. Because funk is just, drumming, you know. So yeah, I appreciate the tastefulness of Mark Knight's drumming and the way that he can lock into a groove if he has to, or the way that
Yeah.
he can just, or not Mark Knight, I'm sorry, Tig Kettler's drumming, or the way that he can just find the spots where he needs to play. And that's such a cool thing for a drummer to be able to do. He doesn't overplay ever. So yeah, I mean it's awesome.
Drumming is wow, I don't know how this is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Is so important because of rhythm and the whole rest of the universe as that sound wave just starts going whoomp whoomp through
Yeah.
the rest of the I don't know world. So drumming and beat creating like that is almost at the core of life. So a
Yeah.
drummer is so important to everything you are hopefully doing in a band.
Yeah.
And to bring this around, that drummer you were talking about, like you said, he's absolutely on it. He's crisp and he's got, you said not, was it dry the way you described it? That,
Yeah. So a wet drum is when you put a lot of reverb on it and it's clearly produced. A
yes, that's
dry
exactly,
drum, a dry drum, this is studio stuff because I've done a little bit of that.
yeah, I
a,
can
a
follow you. We're
dry
good
drum is
here.
where you don't really put effects on it and it just sounds live. You just get the sound
Absolutely.
of the stick hitting the drum, you know?
All right. And that's important to the whole experience of music because of my favorite drummer is Danny Carey from Tool. And
Okay.
he is the perfect example to me of everything a drummer can and could do in a
Sure.
song. Your
Yeah, yeah.
battery's running low. You want to plug in your PC. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay,
Okay.
let's see.
So you heard that.
Yep.
Visually, this is probably going to suck, but let's keep going.
All right. So yeah, it geez, I wanted to talk to Icon about Tool
I'm
for
right
a
here.
second.
I'm just
Okay,
behind
brother.
you. That's all you
Awesome.
can't see.
Okay, cool. So yeah, and honestly, the drummer for Tool is the opposite of Mark. I mean of
No,
Tig.
that's not fair
Well,
because
no,
the
no. What I
drummer in
mean is
Tool.
effects. What I mean is as far as effects and stuff, because
Okay, I was just being
yeah.
fun and hot take because I was
Oh
going to
no,
say
you're
that's
good.
not fair because Danny Carey, in my opinion, is the best drummer in the universe. To be
Yeah.
funny, fight me.
No, I wasn't talking about his rhythm or his choices.
Right.
But they definitely put a lot of echo on his drum,
Uh-huh.
and I mean it sounds really really cool though. It's just a different take on drumming. Um,
Absolutely.
so yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean honestly, the contrast was what I was going for.
Right.
Not that he's a bad drummer,
No.
but if you want to ever compare like a wet drum to a dry drum, that's a pretty good comparison. So
Right. Yeah. I'm with you there completely. It's just you happen to touch on something that's so important to music. It's really hard to articulate again the travel of the creation of the musician and how important it is that he shares it with us. It's just I hope everybody else enjoys music like that because I know I'm weird and over way over here in left field, but
yeah,
if anything, I hope everybody at least gets to share this enjoyment out of these songs.
definitely, definitely. Dude, I'm not sure what happened, but your video is lagging bad.
Yeah, all I did was get up and plug this laptop in since it's the first time we've used it. So
Yeah.
I don't know how long we've been talking, but if at this point we're kind of flowing. If we could ignore the video, we could probably get into a wrap this up kind of mode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So
So, well,
go ahead. If you got more to say about
yeah.
Mark Knight
So,
and this
so
album,
okay. It's hard to know when you're going to stop talking because on the video you're still talking and the audio you stopped forever ago. So if I end up interrupting you, I apologize, man. I'm trying to sync it up.
yep.
But yeah, so one of the things that I noticed about the last episode, we ended it not really talking about Adam Rich. So before I get into the close to the wrap up of Mark Knight, there's some stuff that I want to talk about, kind of just relating to the podcast. Um, Brain Dead by Sunday is a really cool modern hard rock band who mixes sort of 80s hard rock into their stuff, from Pennsylvania. And they are sending us not only a copy of their album to review, but also copies of the album to give away as promos. So here soon we'll have some copies of their album to actually give out to people who listen to the podcast. So that's very, very cool. The other thing is Adam Rich sent me extensive notes on the album after he listened to the
I
podcast.
didn't. Oh no, I didn't. Gosh, I didn't upset him or say anything stupid that he took offense to, did
No,
I? That's
no,
absolutely
absolutely not.
possible with me.
Yeah, absolutely not, man. And I wanted to go over his notes, but doing the podcast on my phone, it's harder to like look at the phone and then because it's all in. But basically, he talked about the equipment some and I can send you the stuff that he sent me so you can check it out. But yeah, he talked about the equipment that he used and how the album sounds so tight, which I thought was one of the most interesting things. His drummer
Yes.
is in his 70s.
What?
And so, yeah, and they've been playing together for a really long time. So what they do is they get together, just the two of them, and they work out the songs until they bring in a band. Like,
That
and then
ties in what
yeah,
you just said there actually ties into a group I wanted to suggest. Um, okay, I'll have to make this quick and you'll agree and we'll get to it. But
yeah,
I think that's how they write. The drummer, who's how I know the whole thing, and the singer, guitar player, band leader, I think that they write just like that.
yeah. So basically, like if you're doing the guitar and the drums and you're locking them in, that's gonna make everything tight and give you something
Right.
strong to build from. So
Right.
the video is now caught back up to the sound.
Okay, good.
So we're good now. You
Yeah,
just
so keep going. I'm
yeah,
in. We'll do what
yeah,
we need to do as far as time and edit.
cool. But yeah, I mean that's really that was really all I wanted to do. Maybe at some point we'll go over Adam's notes. He had some really interesting stuff to say, and I would love to talk about it on the podcast before we get too far away from the review.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, we should probably talk about that off air so we can figure out how to work in, I guess you'd call it a segment like that,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
I think
sure,
that's great. It'd be great for me.
yeah, and also yeah, getting feedback from the artists who we are reviewing is amazing. Second of
Yes.
all, we've actually there's been fans of the podcast who not only have suggested bands for us to review, but also left comments on the episode on Spotify
Oh
and
no,
on
no, really?
YouTube. I mean, legitimately, like people actually listened. Like I don't think we conquered the world, but but we actually some people paid attention, so that was really really cool. Um,
Man, this might be a whole can of worms. I
yeah,
wonder if I should, or if what followers? That's so weird to say. I'm old.
yeah, that's
Would
good.
even care if I do. I wonder if it's even worth going into the comment section, reading and
Reacting to
interacting
some of
with
the
anyone,
comments.
because I do want opinions, even if it's like,
Yeah.
bro, you talk too much. You know what I mean?
Well, so far uh one of the comments, which this was a message, the person said that we did a really good job and they liked the way that we kept the conversation flowing, which is super important, obviously, on a podcast. And then the other comment was just, you guys killed it on that first episode. Here's some stuff that you should review. So
Did
that you
you?
went,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that
All
you might
right.
want to think about reviewing. So I mean, cool, you know. But keep
Um,
that coming, man. I love
do
that
you
stuff.
have let's next show album
Actually,
ready to
I was
go?
I
You
was
want to cue
gonna
that up a little bit, or do
I
you
was
still
gonna
want
well, actually, I was gonna ask you if you had a pick because I
to?
did the first two. So let's do something of yours, man.
Yeah, if you're open to it and ready, that band I think I've mentioned in both podcasts now
Yeah.
because the young man the guy I know in the band is just this is hard to do. He's the nicest, kindest shit, and that's all kind of trite to say, but it's
Well,
absolutely true.
yeah.
And he's already given me permission to whatever with so yeah, I've got an album. So
Okay. Awesome.
to set it up, if that's what you want to do right now,
Yeah. Go
or
for it. Yeah. Yeah. What are we
okay.
gonna do? Yeah.
So my friend AJ, his band is called Rusty Ship.
Okay.
They're a rock band, so they have a lot of heavier rock influences, not heavy metal, but maybe comparative, and you'll find this funny, to
Mhm.
Nirvana.
Okay.
But it's all nautical themed.
Oh, that's
All
awesome. I
all the
love stuff like
lyrics,
that. I
all
love stuff
the
like that.
now I don't think it's everybody's name
Sure.
because everybody I know and everybody, as far as I'm aware, knows AJ as AJ.
Okay.
So either the singer, who hopefully I'm not getting too long winded,
Yeah.
seems to me one of those quiet, shy, but like extremely talented creators. I'm sure
Sure.
everybody gets the archetype. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of just learning and creation into their newest album.
Okay.
And I wasn't prepared, so I wish I would have had what it's called in front of me.
All
Trust me,
good.
we'll get it in front of all the people. If you're okay with it,
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's do
yep.
it.
All right, let's continue this on then.
All right, cool. So yeah, I mean, now that we've got, you know, a little bit about the last episode and our next album teed up, let's just talk about our overall thoughts on Mark Knight and the Unsung Heroes, Six Times the Charm.
Huh. There's so many people that I can connect in my life that I think they should really hear this album.
Yeah.
And that's kind of neat because it is people like my dad, who's 73, and but I'm like, I bet he would like this.
Yeah.
Or my mom, who's also in her 70s, and I love my mom. I'm a mama's boy, whatever. She's this little Christian in the best way country bumpkin. So she don't even really listen to music anymore.
Yeah.
But I think if she could hear Mark Knight and just the visualization of the everyman, I think it would
Yeah.
connect to her and my stepdad. It's just such a neat experience going on. And I don't know, Mark Knight really just shared something with us.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm probably looking at it from less of an emotional side and more of a musical side, which I guess is
You mean a
cool.
technical? Because I can do that
Yeah,
too.
yeah, like a
Really
technical
nerdy.
side of
I just
things.
don't know.
No, I mean,
Yeah, go ahead
dude,
then.
honestly, I like the contrast. Like but my overall impressions of the album are mostly um the lyrics,
Mhm.
much like Adam Rich, they're very plain. Everybody can relate to them. It's like a storytelling style of songwriting, which is
Yes.
awesome. And it's something
Just
that
in a different genre.
yeah,
It's Motley Crue music, maybe a little slower, but
yeah,
Tom Petty lyrics and vocal with some who doesn't love Bob Dylan. So it's hard to
yeah, sure.
explain because those styles, they just don't mash up,
Right.
but they do with Mark Knight.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of the stuff that I had already touched on, the guitars are the biggest nod to Mark's former life. There's definitely some 80s sounding guitars on this thing. And I don't say that in a bad way because I love guitar solos. I love technical guitar work. And a lot of that went away in the 90s. Like people wanted to, It's more about power and feel, if you will.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
you can still be technical and still have feel. And Mark
Absolutely.
Knight,
And it
yeah,
applies as it progresses, or let's go with evolves, not only probably, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to some Bang Tango, but
yeah,
not only the evolution of Mark Knight as a player, but also as a just a person.
sure,
You can feel it in his music because, like you were talking about, some of that music that kind of killed his style of art just
yeah,
added this testosterone filled swagger that kids our age, whatever that means to everyone, didn't have.
yeah,
And that's
right,
all that
sure,
happened. So we gravitated toward that. And you could
yeah,
tell he was already good back then. And it just evolved and evolved, and his soundscaping and his production. It's excellent. It's
yeah.
whatever we do as a rating stars, it's all of them. It's fantastic. The guy's a master of his craft.
Absolutely, 100%, man. And then like I said, Tig Kettler's drums. The drums are so they stand out on this album. Overall, overall, I mean, I think uh, I can't. I'm sure there are people who hear it and not like it, but there's nothing that I don't like on this album. Um, I think that it sounds great. The storytelling in the songs is it's easy to relate to. It's musically energetic, even on the slower songs.
You're gonna have
Um,
so much fun with Rusty Ship, I
Cool.
promise.
I can't wait, dude. I can't wait to hear it.
I
But
agree with everything you're saying.
yeah, so I mean, overall, like it's a great album. I knew I was gonna say it was a great album coming in. It's
You're
such a
not
cool
wrong. You're just
experience. Yeah,
not. And I don't even know if I can do anything. I don't know, hot takey or even
right.
counterpoint, because how? If
Yeah,
it just depends on what we want to talk about. I think it does all the things you want a song to do.
yep,
Everything hits the mark. So I guess it's only up to the listener at this point. If you're happy with life and you're healed and but you still got that, whatever that was in the music, swagger, or how you
yeah,
felt in the until Nirvana crapped all over it. Not, I'm sorry, until Nirvana changed the music landscape. This
yeah,
album is for you,
yeah,
period, because it feels like a good 80s movie with
yeah,
Tom Petty singing it to you, fronting an 80s band. I don't know what else you want for a review. All the
yeah.
stars. If you like this genre, welcome to it. You got an album that's going to end up in your favorites at least.
Absolutely,
Review.
absolutely.
Yay. I don't know what else to say. He's so good.
Yeah, I think part of the thing that, like, one of the point of this podcast is not to talk about like, oh, this album's terrible. You know what
It's
I
the
mean? Despite
share. It's
despite
the,
the name,
yep.
we're trying to show people, we're trying to introduce people to music that they might not have heard. So
Right.
that we like the
But also remember, as it says, however, this is pointing,
yeah,
my taste in
it takes
music
some music
sucks. I
sucks.
can admit that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So
like, yeah,
thanks.
this is going to
Yeah,
be interesting for everyone. And uh, Mark, I said earlier, but I'll do it one last time. Thank you. I enjoyed the art, the experience, the skill, the emotion you probably had to go through to write, produce, and make this album. Thank you for sharing it with us
yeah,
and me, people. I think you got an idea of the genre. Pick it up. It's for you.
yeah,
Go listen to a couple songs. All right, let's keep
yeah.
going then.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last thing that I really want to say is if you're a fan of Americana or roots rock or 80s rock or country music, even to an extent, there's
Yes,
something in
yes,
this. There's something in this for you.
yeah.
So yeah, check it out, man. Just pick the album up. You can get it on Mark's website. And streaming is cool. Streaming is a good way to share music, but legitimately, if you go buy a physical copy of this thing, it goes in Mark's pocket directly.
Yep.
You
Throw
know?
him some love if you
Yeah,
can. Everybody gets the gimmick. Blah,
yeah,
blah, blah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Is there anything right now, since we talked last, that you're vibing with? A new song maybe that you're just excited
Huh.
about, or a new group?
Oh man. Well, I mean, obviously the band that we talked about, the Brain Dead by Sunday.
All right.
Um,
Do you
their
want to do
albums.
them? I wrote it down. Do you want to do
Yeah.
them after? So next would be three. Do you want to do them for four?
It depends on if the album's here yet.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't
Go
want to
ahead. Just
review them until we can give the album away.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
yeah. But we'll figure it out. But
What's
yeah,
so? What's
Brain.
going on with them? Why are you excited?
Yeah. So it's two people. They have a female vocalist who has a really strong voice. Um, I'm not sure how they supplement the music. I don't know if they have a band that they play with, or if maybe the instrumentalist plays a bunch of different instruments. I'm not real sure. Obviously,
Right.
when I get to the liner notes, we'll figure that out. Um,
Absolutely.
but yeah, I like the fact that it has like a Linkin Park almost drive to it, but that there's a lot of throwback stuff to like say Judas Priest in the guitar work and things like that. So it's really, really cool. It hits on like the stuff that I liked about uh the 80s music as well as the music that happened after the 80s. So yeah, Brain Dead by Sunday, really good stuff. And I'm also
What song, if you got one? What song to start with? Do you have
oh
a song?
man, I
Too
just sat down
soon?
and yeah, I just sat down. I just found out about it yesterday. And I just
Okay.
sat
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
and listened to the album and was blown away, you
I'm
know?
kind of the opposite. The song I stumbled across, it was saved on my playlist, but it must have
Yeah.
hit me right at the right mood.
Okay.
It's I believe it's the Red Clay Strays.
Okay. Okay.
Boy, I don't even know how to put these guys. It's kind of rockabilly, southern with a full band. His voice is gravelly and the rhythm has kind of got that swing to it, but his voice is definitely blues. Um,
Nice.
it's really hard to explain in the way it's kind of this throwback. To me, I would say if you, as the listener, or Keith, do you know Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay. The song My Cousin's on Cops, it's kind of got a rock swing to it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's kind of like in that genre sound, but a little
Okay.
more upbeat, a little more repeat the chord. It's the
Okay.
one song I have to pull up my Spotify, which is still on Sixth Time is a Charm, which I enjoyed the album we were just talking about.
Right.
Um, man, this is such a stall for time. I should have been better for this, but I
All good.
actually have a recommendation for everybody. Spotify is weird lately. Have you been having any issues with it?
They've been doing updates on it, and it's yeah,
Red Clay Strays.
I know they changed the way that the homepage works now, and that's a pain in the ass. I don't like that.
Yeah, I really miss tapes. I know
Yeah.
that's stupid, but boy, do I just really miss. I don't.
Yeah.
Did you do it? Did you make the? God, how do I want to say? Who cares? Love tapes or the flirt tapes with or four
Sure.
girls?
Well, yeah. Well, once I had a girlfriend, yeah, I used to go through my tapes and like pick ballads and make her tapes of ballads. Yeah, so yeah,
Uh,
I definitely did that. And she was
do kids
very into
even do
hard
that?
rock. What's that?
Do kids even do that now? Is it
No,
like here's
no.
my playlist
Here's my
for?
playlist. I wonder, maybe they do send each other playlists. That would be crazy.
I
But
just don't
yes.
think people. Okay, the song from the Red
Mhm.
Clay Strays is called Stone's Throw. It's
Okay,
neat. I love it right now. I recommend everybody check it out, including you, because I think you'll dig
I
it
will.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm.
we
I'm
stumble into
really
subjects that are so wide and so easy to
right.
talk about that
Right.
it's just off we go.
Yeah, but I'm really into that. That kind of music actually, like the throwback, bluesy sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty
Sort of
sure I like it, dude.
swing and
Yeah,
bluegrass.
yeah, I'm sure I'll like it.
Are you aware of I don't know how we're doing on time, but it just blew my brain. They're from the area. They've been done for a while. They're
Okay.
not a rockabilly band, but they kind of had a death gimmick to all their lyrics. They got pretty big
Okay.
in Indiana. I
Okay.
want to say Harley Poe.
I
Not
don't know
ringing
who they
any
are.
bells?
Yeah, I don't know who they are. But that
Um,
reminds me of the Coffin Cats from Michigan. The Coffin Cats are a rockabilly punk band who sing about dead stuff.
I
Like,
bet it's
basically,
close to the same.
yeah,
I'm not trying to whatever either band. Does this even happen anymore? I remember growing up, whatever we want to call our ages,
yeah,
the time where we can go and do things and go to concerts. My group of friends, and most of them still core friends to this day, that's what we did. We
yeah,
somehow got connected to the music scene as fans, as
yeah,
whatever, and we just followed it. Couple statewide, just a little. You get it because of our other life, but
yeah,
a scene, and it had all
absolutely.
these different artists, and they were learning and different experience levels. I don't know if I guess we have to call them kids or youth do
Yeah.
that nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Honestly, I go to a lot of concerts and there's some young people there, but even when I'm going to concerts that are newer bands, a lot of the people are 30 and up. Like you can,
Right.
um,
Yeah. I
but
hope that
yeah,
doesn't
so
go away. That's
yeah, me
so
too.
important. I
Yeah,
don't know how to explain it. And then the live experience for both the listener to see and the artist to just grow and hey, is this working? Oh crap,
right,
no, the booing.
right,
And you hit
right.
the drawing board and like, oh, take that part out. If that goes away, the live scene performing, it might kill music, except for stuff like overtly produced. That's the only way I could think, and I'm sorry,
Yeah,
like Taylor Swift or Beyonce. I don't know, Nickelback. It's just they're good in their own rights, but it's
yeah,
very not raw. It's very it's very color by the numbers.
yeah,
And I
sure,
hope that
sure.
doesn't take over
Yeah, I grew up in a college town, so I didn't really have to
around here.
travel. No, in Ithaca, New York, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah.
So,
So
you're talking about your formative years. When would
yeah,
this have been? Because Wu-Tang, all of that is up in New York,
right.
maybe around what was
Well,
the year?
the city is a different animal. Like people
Mhm.
would drive up from the city to play in Ithaca, but Ithaca is actually a 6 hour drive from New York City. So
Okay.
yeah. So but yeah, I started going to shows when I was 18, because there wasn't a lot of all ages shows to go to.
Did you play
So
yet? Had you
yeah. Oh
tried
yeah.
that?
Yeah. I had bands in high
I
school.
had two
Yeah,
before
I had bands in
18.
high school.
When did you start by chance? Was it real young?
Start playing? Oh
Yeah,
man.
trying to.
Yeah, so I started writing songs. I mean, when I was a kid, I got serious about it when I was about 13 or 14. Then I
Yep,
met
yep.
my guitar player and we jammed all the time. And then we finally were like, hey, let's start a band. So, early
Yeah,
teens
yeah, yeah.
until early 20s, kind of. The music industry wasn't necessarily for me.
Right.
Um,
A lot of that for me also, and
yeah,
the I don't care, whatever, the discipline to get to the skill polishing and
yes.
not knowing the right uh people to also push me and make music made me drift toward pro wrestling. So
Yeah,
go ahead. It's
sure.
the 90s? We're about the same age.
Yeah, yeah. So it would have been like 92-ish when I started going to shows.
So you're a
Um,
teenager, really impressionable.
yeah, yeah, but there was a friend of mine was in a band called Brother Meat, and so mostly
Are they
I would.
around? Can I check them out?
Oh man, Brother Meat is like impossible to find,
Okay, go
unfortunately.
ahead then.
Yeah, but I mean they've got some stuff on like YouTube and whatnot, but it's
Yeah,
um,
yeah, I get it.
but yeah, and Brother Meat was a huge band in Ithaca, so they were always playing with either the local, like all the big local bands, or whenever
Right.
a club level band that was higher up came through town, like
Yeah, I know the
They
exact
opened for
grind.
Blind Melon, and
I
they
know the
opened for the
exact
Spin
grind,
Doctors.
and I have a
Yeah,
connection of a band doing that I got to be personal friends with a bunch
yeah,
of these stories. So I
sure.
understand you completely. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I got to like, and they always put me on the guest list. which I never asked them to do, you know, and I paid in the beginning, but then because I literally went to see them every weekend, sometimes twice a weekend, they put me on the guest list no matter when they were playing. So I got to see all these really cool bands like for free, basically. Um, and then a metal club. I'm sure you've heard of Max's in New York City, Max's Supper Club. No, okay.
If I did, it didn't stick.
It's all good. So Max's was a pretty famous club in New York City, and they franchised. So
And you got to
Max is
go
opened in
in.
Ithaca. Yeah. Oh
You
yeah. I
got to
got to.
go and enjoy the scene as it was booming.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So
Awesome.
Max is opened in Ithaca, and it was a heavy metal club mostly. But White Zombie, before they were famous, used to
Mhm,
come up and play twice a month at
mhm.
Max's. So I got to see I got to see White Zombie when they were very
Grinding.
yeah when they were very new, and it was cool. So yeah, I mean, and I honestly I loved going to the big shows. I lived in Atlanta for a while,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
so I got to see some pretty big. There's a place in Atlanta called the Lakewood Amphitheater. I don't know if it still exists, but every giant band would come through and play there.
Deer
Uh,
Creek, basically, right? Or whatever we call that place now. The concert,
yeah,
it's
like
not
the
a
place
hall,
in
it's
Fishers.
outdoors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
place in Fishers. Yeah, same kind of deal.
Yep.
And you know they also had the Omni, obviously, but the Omni uh was indoors, and they would
Pepsi.
not just do music. You know what I mean? The
Yep.
Omni in Atlanta there was a lot of stuff at the Omni. The
Yeah, yeah,
amphitheater,
yeah.
yeah,
Including comedy. Yeah.
yeah, sure. The Lakewood Amphitheater was concerts,
Yep. Yep.
and I saw
I grew up around here, but I get the
sure,
connections and stuff.
sure. So yeah, I mean, I got to see a lot of cool bands growing up. I saw David Lee Roth
Oh,
um,
wow.
on his second solo tour, which was super fun. Um,
David
that
Lee
would have been
Roth is one of those guys that bring up a lot of thoughts, emotions, feelings,
yeah,
memories.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
neat that you got to see him.
yeah. He's probably the biggest act I've ever seen live. Was David Lee Roth. Yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
know. I never
Boy,
got to see a lot of legacy acts, man. Like I
boy,
didn't get to
is
see
this going to
Queen or
get.
Kiss or Leonard Skinner or any of that. Yeah,
Oh,
never got to see any of that
wait a
stuff.
minute. It might be two different genres. I thought you were
Sure.
just kind of saying that's the biggest band you've seen live. I was going to say, oh boy, is this whole experience just going to go from I saw that band, compared to what I've seen live, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
going to keep going click, click,
Right.
click, click, click. Because I don't know how to be fair about this or whatever, but
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I've seen so many of these bands that have life-changing live performances that
Sure.
people aren't going to get to see anymore. There's no more
Yeah.
Rage Against the Machine. There's
Right.
no there's no more Judas Priest are getting ready to
Yeah.
wrap it up. I
Yeah.
am not a Judas Priest fan, whatever, who cares? Live,
Mhm.
they might be one of the best gosh darn bands
Yeah.
ever. And when I got
Fair.
to see
Yeah.
them, is also an experience. It's I think Ozfest. I'll try to cut this short, but
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
Ozfest, and I'm with at least my best friend, who I'm not sure if you've met. I don't know what to do with his name, so
Yeah. All
and
good.
we've been there all day. Judas Priest are on next. Ozzy's on last with just Ozzy, not Sabbath or anything,
Okay.
which I have seen. So we're thinking, yeah, let's go ahead and bounce out of here. We love Judas Priest. They're great. They do their thing. They're whatever. But let's get out of here because it's starting to rain.
Right. Sure.
It's starting to get dark and starting to do all that right as the curtain kicks open for Judas Priest. And I can't describe the stage, unfortunately, but it's big, it's extravagant, it's the exactly what you want out of Judas Priest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Of course.
Rob Halford comes howling just out on a motorcycle,
Motorcycle.
just
Right.
as
That was his thing. Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
just as Rob Halford as you can. And whatever, so what? He's gay. He's still a badass. He's still let's go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And they just proceeded to kick my ass in every metric you would measure a band imaginable.
Yeah.
It was
Right
just
on.
like So
Yeah.
I was worried when you said that band was the biggest band you had ever
Right.
seen because I got lucky. I've seen Pantera, whatever you
Nice.
feel about the
Nice.
reunion,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah. Sure.
whatever. I still saw them when they were, oh man, I've seen them a handful of times. So I've seen them when they were grooving, they were locked
Right.
in, and boy, was that a powerhouse you can't explain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I've seen Tribe Called Quest,
Oh,
De La
how was
Soul.
that?
Oh, so good. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. So good. Honestly, though,
Wow.
the best hip hop show I ever saw was Common and Jurassic Five.
I can understand why.
Yeah. I mean, five guys rapping at this. So this was the thing. Common opened, right?
Uh-huh.
Did Common open? No, Jurassic 5 opened, and they were five guys rapping together. You know what I mean? Just interplay. It's
I
so
do.
awesome. And then
I do.
Common came out, stood on the edge of the stage, and rapped.
Yep. I know the
That's
drill.
it.
I
And it
know
was
the
just like
performance.
boom. Yeah, it was amazing. So I've seen Ice Cube, I've seen Soundgarden, I've seen the Chili Peppers.
I don't like
So,
the Chili Peppers at all,
but I mean,
but
they've
I
been
will
around
give
for
them love.
yeah. I
Keep
love the
going.
Chili Peppers. But so I mean, I don't know. Saying David Lee Roth is the biggest band I've seen, I guess is questionable,
Okay.
you know. But as far as legacy acts, David
Yeah,
Lee Roth
could
has
you
been around
maybe?
since the 70s and played
Okay.
for, so yeah.
Oh,
But
wow. I've seen a bunch of those too. So
yeah,
if you're okay with time, let's just kind
sure.
of name a couple that you've seen that were really good, and we'll just kind of back and forth off that as we're,
Okay. Like bands who I've seen that were really good or
yeah, legacy act bands.
oh man, dude, honestly, I really think David Lee Roth is the only real legacy act band I've ever seen.
Oh,
I just
okay.
haven't, dude. Yeah, man. Most of
I'm
the
trying
bands
to
that I've
think.
seen had a few years, you
I've
know?
seen like
Like
ELO,
sure. Oh wow. Oh, but that
Foghat,
was awesome.
um,
Man.
Steppenwolf.
Oh, see, yes, yeah, I never got to see any of those bands. And I feel like now if you go see them, they're 80, or they're foreigner and not a single member of the band is original. So it's
I
like
think I've gotten lucky
yeah,
and not had to, I don't want to say suffer, but that was my
yeah.
first reaction.
Mhm.
I've really not done much of the listening to or reabsorbing bands that have replaced such drastic creative elements
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I love Alice in Chains, right? They're
Sure.
everything band to me, so much that I have a tattoo of Lane on my feet, but
Wow.
it not my feet, on my leg. I have a
It's
portrait.
sick.
Anyway, they changed. And
Mhm.
whatever for anybody.
Yeah,
And Lane going away, he was
yeah.
so it yeah, for the whole thing for me, no matter what they produce and they're all good and they make great music, to me, it's still missing an element.
Sure, sure, sure,
So I
sure.
don't go see, never really went and seen acts like that. I either
Yeah.
spent a lot of time watching local acts, which gave me access to Mudvayne way early on,
Mm, nice.
way early on,
Nice.
before the theatrics,
Before, yeah, yeah. Oh, wow.
before the timing and signature changes of LD50. They were more
Okay.
just kind of like a straight up cornish
Sure.
band.
So I got into Vane with World So Cold.
Oh,
Um,
I've
it
been aware of those guys because of not what I did playing uh, on the indie scene.
yes.
Just there's this line in Czarface that I love. I say all the time, and I'm going to use it here.
Nice. Nice.
I am Jimmy Olsen in the Super Friends,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I've made friends. Luckily, they put up with me. Who cares? With
Right.
just musicians. So many different levels. I was able to interact with almost every aspect of music from
Sure.
meeting the guys in Seven Dust before they were even called Seven Dust, did running
Woo.
into them again later, and having Lejean remember me enough to say, "You're still making music, man? I don't remember." I was like, "What?
That's
Yeah."
awesome, dude.
And uh Paradox 44, maybe I'll get permission to it's heavy, man, but they were
Yeah.
friends of mine and my group of friends personally. So we
Wow.
hung out with them, saw them create, listened to demos, the whole gambit of that band. It's just, you know what I mean? So many different
Yeah.
experiences. that we could end up talking about and sharing that's gonna
Definitely. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, like I think the podcast obviously will have the review element, but then I also think us talking at the end about what we like about music and different musical experiences and stuff. Hopefully, people will be interested in hearing that too. you know?
right.
Um,
Did you
but
say the in the first episode, and I hope the
yeah,
listeners maybe do this and understand that
hmm
you didn't exactly okay, let me flip this around.
sure, sure,
I can take an album like Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction.
sure.
I was still a kid,
Yeah,
no way to have heard, seen, got promotion for that album. But when I heard it on vinyl, God, I'm old, for the very first time,
yeah,
even as I'd have to do the math because I'm terrible with math, but young,
yeah,
it resonated. It was
yeah. Sure.
dirty. It was, am I supposed to be listening to this? It
Right, right,
was
right.
sleazy. It was almost like just by listening to the album, I was doing something forbidden.
Yeah, like
And
you
I
were
can
breaking the
do that
rules.
kind of
Yeah,
thing with so many songs and albums all through my life, be it
yeah.
movies, breakups. And I assume you, which I'm learning you can, and I'm hoping and assuming everybody else can too.
Yeah, I think that music is a touchstone for everyone. You know what I mean? I think that there's people it evokes different memories and it evokes different feelings, and I hope so anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, no, it does.
but
I can
but
tell people how it does it just by what I was trying to get at earlier, the sound waves and how they affect your molecules.
sure,
So
sure.
it does. It absolutely does. I could prove it scientifically, but it's boring and I'm an idiot. We don't want to go
Yeah,
there.
it's all good, dude. Since you mentioned Czarface, I do want to say he has new music out, and he's also selling a comic book for
I
twenty
got it on
bucks.
the way. Did
Nice. That's
you
awesome,
talked
dude.
about growing up in New York?
Yeah,
Are you aware, like, deeply who Czarface are?
I only know them through MF Doom.
Okay, it's
So yeah,
Inspector Deck from the Wu-Tang Clan.
really? Okay, sweet.
Yes.
Okay,
And the guy's named 7L. He's like legendary on the underground scene for wordplay, all the
okay.
stuff that I know you like.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's one other guy that his name's Esoteric, I think it's
I know
escaping
who
me.
Esoteric is. Nice,
Right.
nice. Okay.
And the
You know what?
subject,
I think I've heard 7L and Esoteric
Army of the
do songs
Pharaohs, but they're
outside
from
of.
Jedi Mind Tricks.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah,
So Czarface is super neat in the creative way because it's all
sure.
comic book universe
Yeah, right, right.
and a throwback to who knows what, ray guns or that New York lifestyle.
Yeah,
It's just that band, what do you call them? That hip hop artist is showing the rest of the world who try to say rap and hip hop isn't a true art that they are wrong.
yeah. I've never been on board with that, man. I grew up in New York. So Sugar Hill Gang and Run DMC and the Beastie Boys. You
Oh
know what I
man.
mean? Like
Were you even
Africa
close?
Bambaataa, you
Were you
know?
even like the Beastie Boys? I can probably,
Yeah,
hopefully, do the same thing you can. I can relate them all through my life.
yeah.
So when they were, I guess, popping off would be the term, were you like anywhere close to where you would have been on the ground floor level like that to see the rise or you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, like I said, the city wasn't right by us, but there was record stores. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
because, like, yeah, and because New York, like, it's just like out here, stuff breaks in the Midwest earlier if it's from the Midwest. Stuff
Yeah.
broke on the East Coast, so like,
Were you conscious of like when it happened? Because I wasn't, but I
so
remember
here's the
discovering the
thing. So
Beastie
like,
Boys.
Breakin', came out. Um,
The movie?
yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
I'm here.
Breakin' came out, and I was like, holy shit, and like, and I mean, I'm trying to think, like UTFO. I remember hearing Roxanne really early on the radio and really liking that. My
How
brother
old do you
had
think you were?
young, young, like not even six. Like
Oh
yeah,
wow. Our
yeah,
I guess what would you call that? Development and discovery of music is so drastically different. It's neat.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, my brother, we went
I
to,
have.
yeah, my little brother actually, but my
Oh,
grandma was like, we went to Kmart and she was like, you guys can buy any album you want. And my brother got a double LP. It was like a sample record from Sugar Hill Records.
okay. I remember
So
those.
yeah, so it had like Sugar Hill Gang on it, but then all the other artists that were on that label.
Hmm.
And so yeah, and I don't remember where I'd get them from, but I had mixtapes with like Kevy Kev on it and stuff like that, and like Melly Mel and
Were you
yeah. So
close
I mean,
enough to the underground scene where trading tapes was a little bit bigger? Because I wasn't, so it's like
yeah,
a
I mean,
couple
I was
steps
a
different.
kid back then, so I'm not even sure where I got these tapes from.
Okay.
But I
Yeah.
know that, I got these tapes that had like these really cool mixes on them, and I used to listen to them. And hip hop was embraced on the East Coast a lot sooner than it was pretty much anywhere else. So there was radio shows that would play hip hop.
Yep.
We got that, and we
Yeah.
got to
Yeah.
listen to like Waterbed Kev and stuff like that that like people weren't really hearing in other places. So
I
yeah,
love all that.
I grew up on the radio, which not kids don't really do now. And I think that's a big problem with curated playlists
Hmm.
because especially when FM radio was young, it was the
Hmm.
Wild West, dude. Like
Yeah.
they would play John Denver and Led Zeppelin,
Right.
and like and so I got to grow up in that and genres didn't matter as much until I got older.
You
And
would
then
also get that they would have like a DJ before it got into that generic almost,
yeah, the clear
hey, welcome to the
station.
stage.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
more
yeah.
like your cool uncle or maybe
Yeah,
even older brother is
sure.
just hanging out with you like, hey Keith, how's it going, man? You doing
Yep.
good? I mean, you got some commercials. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I know last week you liked, God, you're talking to 80, Run DMC.
Right.
Man, let's check out. And it's just
Dude,
you would sit
so
back and enjoy it. You would listen and
yeah, so something that was cool about DJs back in the day, if I heard a song on the radio that I'd never heard before and I liked it, a lot of times I would call the DJ and be like,
I've
"Man,
done
that
that
song was
before. Yeah.
so good." And
Mhm.
then we would sit and talk about music and they would like recommend other stuff that I might like and like, yeah, dude, it was wild. The
Were you pretty
Wallflowers,
social? Were you pretty social in those
talkative,
formative?
talkative but not social, if that
All
makes
right.
sense.
I was just curious because of
Yeah.
the style of music that you're talking about as you progress through your age.
Yeah.
I would have been personality wise a little different. It's probably ADHD and recognizing that as an adult. But for
Right,
some
sure.
reason, I remember distinctively, for some reason, not feeling like I belonged to anything, which is
Yeah.
kind of a bummer. So
Yeah,
it,
for sure.
I don't know if tainted is the right word, but it definitely drove my developing taste in music at that age.
Yeah.
But I remember being really, really young, playing with my. I bet so many of us have a story like this. It would have
Yeah.
been my grandmother's house. She had a big open yard. My brother, my oldest brother, my cousin Amanda, my cousin Robbie, me and my brother, a bunch of his kids running around singing the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure.
the Wiffle. I did it like this.
Didn't
I did
like
it like
that.
that.
I did it with my wife from Paul Revere. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it had to be like maybe my brother, who at this age is only 3 years older than me,
Yeah.
maybe he was hit to the scene, I guess is how the no, but I have no idea how the Beastie Boys showed up in my life. None. They just,
They were
hi.
just there, dude. Yeah. The Beastie Boys were the first hip hop band to ever get a number one record on Billboard. So, the Beastie Boys were a cultural phenomenon. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
really were. So yeah. Um,
yeah. Go ahead. If you got something, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I remember when I was like 11, there was a guy named Joel LaFrance who lived next door to me. He was a lacrosse player, and he
Hmm.
used to go outside with his lacrosse stick and bounce it up against the ball or bounce it up against the wall. And he was
Yeah.
out there. I mean, he's a huge dude. I mean, in my mind, I was 11. He seemed gigantic. And he's bouncing this ball up against the wall. He didn't have a shirt on, and I just walk out of our apartment and he looks at me and goes, I got money, I got juice, I got to the party and I got loose, and then flexes his muscles. And I was just like, oh, Beastie Boys, cool. But it was just funny, dude. It was like such a
That
funny memory,
phenomenon,
you know?
that phenomenon of the, what do you call that? Like call and return, call and that
Call
catch
and
that everybody
response. Yeah,
is kind of wild. Did you watch Game of Thrones as it was happening?
I didn't. No, it
I
was
did. So
too
when,
dark for me, man.
is it too,
I think we've
spoiler,
talked about
sorry.
stuff like that. Yeah,
When
but
Hodor died, the
okay,
way he died, he said his name
right.
strange,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you could go anywhere. I did this at Walmart, and you get it. If the cue to say like Hodor or
yeah,
Hodor
yeah,
came up,
yeah.
you could do it,
And
and
someone would
somebody,
respond.
yes,
That's
it was
awesome.
such a, that's a neat bonding thing with a complete stranger. It's just,
Yeah,
oh, I get that, dude. Nod.
yeah. It's like going to a wrestling show and yelling Kennedy.
Yeah,
Someone will go Kennedy.
yeah, yeah.
You
Woo,
know?
Ric Flair and Woo. Is
Yeah,
there
yeah.
a music equivalent to Woo, you think?
Wow. Um,
Because
no, because
there's,
dude,
yeah, yeah,
when I worked at the
yes.
plant, okay,
Go
what
ahead.
do you got?
Go ahead, because you got an
I was
idea.
just
Go
gonna
ahead,
say
and then I'll
when
get
I
to it.
worked at the plant, someone would randomly go woo, and everyone in the plant would woo back. So it's
Okay.
like, yeah. I don't know
Oh
if there's
man,
a
I
music
thought I
equivalent to
had
that or
one
not.
that's
Okay,
might be better, but I
yeah,
don't know because of the crossover. But
yeah,
everybody knows whether you've ever been to, around, know strip clubs,
yeah.
Pour Some Sugar on Me is a
Okay,
strip club song.
it is. Yeah,
Period.
of course it is.
Ended
Yeah,
discussion. I don't care what you wrote and how you meant it. It's a strip club song now.
yeah, 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 for sure, absolutely. So is girls, girls, girls. But I mean, that's about strip clubs.
Even better. But
Yeah, yeah.
Motley
It's a
Crue
song
are,
about strip clubs.
they are,
So yeah, yeah,
yeah.
but yeah,
Do you
man. I think
remember hearing them for the first time at all?
yeah,
Motley Crue?
yeah, yeah. So shout out to Devil. You know, I heard shout out to Devil, and this was my thing about Motley Crue, man. I thought the music was good. I never liked Vince Neil's voice. So
Exactly the same with
yeah,
me. And
yeah.
I don't know how, probably because I was already exposed to wrestling, maybe. I knew it was a gimmick. And
Oh
that
sure.
turned me off kind of quick too.
Yeah.
At first, I have a Motley Crue connection that changed my life. So please go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say. So as a kid, I uh, other people really liked Motley Crue, so I knew their songs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Older
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
really liked them, but
Mhm.
I when they came out with Doctor Feelgood, that album is really musically adventurous. Like it's
Yeah.
a lot different than the stuff that they did, and
Absolutely.
I was into that. But then when I got older, I kind of soured on his voice again. I was just like, I don't really like the way this guy sings. So the only
Yeah.
Motley Crue album that I really enjoy is the one that most people don't
If
enjoy.
you say the John Corabi
The
album, I'll
John
shut this and
Corabi
we're
album,
done.
dude. Yeah, it's the John
I
Corabi
like it.
album.
Yeah.
Because Scream, first of all, was a great underrated band. Second of all, John Corabi is a good guitarist and a
He is. He's
great
in something.
freaking singer.
He's in something else that's I want to say more
Union?
geared to my taste, which would have been bluesy rock kind of thing, and
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it right
Is
now.
it Union?
Might be.
Okay, if it's his
I
older stuff, it's Scream. Scream was his band before Motley Crue. They were very
Nope.
bluesy. They were
It's
very
I remember when this
Aerosmith,
album came out,
Cinderella.
the one that you're
Okay, so it might be Union. He did a album with Bruce Kulick from not the guy from Kiss, but the guy from Kiss's brother.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, and it was called Union, and that's
I'll
very
have to
bluesy.
recheck it out, but
Yeah,
interesting that you brought him up.
yeah, but yeah, man, the Motley Crue. That is the only Motley Crue album I own. It's the only Motley Crue album I listen to semi regularly. Uh, so yeah, because
Okay, wow.
John Corabi can actually sing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Motley
So
Crue. I don't even this is hard to even organize.
yeah.
We'll go first with how it affected me, let's say musically.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start there. It would have been in middle school-ish. So I'm thinking sixth, seventh, or was it set? It was seventh and eighth, probably
Okay.
eighth grade. I had met a group of guys that were already playing music.
Yeah.
Whatever. Cool. Um, hey, can you play bass? I don't know, was my reply. I will give it a try. And we'd be
Yeah,
picking
yeah,
at it, couple, blah, blah, blah. And then for some reason, the guy who was originally singing said, there's this song, Dr. Feelgood by Motley Crue.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
would you care to switch me? And I want to, and you try to sing it. And that was it. I,
Wow.
from there, was obsessed with singers, vocalists, and I don't really like Motley Crue.
Yeah.
But that's hard to say because they are woven into the very fabric of the culture
Yeah. Yeah.
of music.
Yeah. The thing about Motley Crue too is I like 6 a.m. I think that's a great project.
Yeah.
I liked, like I said, the Motley Crue album without Vince Neil. Tommy Lee's solo stuff is hilarious, so I can
Oh,
listen
that's
to
a
it.
fair.
You know,
I think I've seen
yeah, it's just too
freaking
funny.
Motley Crue, man.
But
I've seen Tommy Lee
yeah,
with Methods of Mayhem
right, right. Oh God.
blasted out of his mind. So I
Of
know
course,
you're
yeah,
thinking
sure.
you can.
Yeah,
And I saw Motley Crue. It's been quite a few years ago. They
yeah.
were Carnival. I don't know. They were doing something at the at a big theater like the Murat downtown,
Sure, sure,
and
sure. Yeah.
he like had drums over on the left side of the screen and DJ equipment over on the right side of the screen, and did this whole interlude thing where he on wires jumped back and forth and
Yeah, yeah.
played,
Tommy Lee's out of his mind, dude. Yeah,
and it was phenomenal.
right. And
But
that
mostly
is
he's a
the thing.
clown. He's a
Yeah,
character. He's
yeah, yeah. But that's the thing about Motley Crue. Like, it's amazing to me that Nikki Sixx couldn't play bass when he started the band because he's a great bass player. Mick Mars, dude, you can't. It's hard to touch Mick Mars on guitar, and Tommy Lee is such a showman. Like they had the foundation. I just wish they had gotten a different freaking singer.
I don't know
Like
if
I
I
just
was making a joke with my buddy.
yeah.
It's a dumb joke, so please,
Hey,
but it's not offensive. We're just making up a plan because he's got let's go with the surgery coming up. And
okay,
I just laughing. I said, all right, here's the plan. Tell him it hurts real bad. We'll take all of the, I think I said Percocets. We'll
okay.
lock ourselves in his home studio, beat on each other like Rihanna and Chris Brown. Haha, I'm sorry, and make an
Uh,
album. And
hey,
that
all right.
there's actually a thread there that I've thought for a while that's hard to express because it's a little sensitive, and it's the way I feel like I can tell when a drug has influenced the song.
Sure.
And it's weird because is that positive? Like if Rihanna and Chris Brown, that's Percocet music ever, right? We all know it because
Yeah,
no offense to them, but because of their demons.
yeah.
Is there a place for that? Because then you're going to have mushrooms in the 60s,
Yeah, I mean,
heroin.
Jimi Hendrix used to put LSD under his headband so that it would start running into his, down his face when he would sweat while he was
I
on
can't. Have
stage.
you, if you want to divulge, I don't know. Have you ever done
I
acid?
have, and
Yeah. Could you
I mean a
imagine?
long time ago, but yeah,
Can
yeah,
you? Yeah. It's been quite a while for me.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry, mom. She actually knows. Anyway, can you imagine? Because we both performed. We get it.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Dude, I feel like you would feel like the strings were going through your fingers. I don't even
I
see
don't know
how you
what
could.
you.
Yeah, I don't, especially like the acid that they had in the 60s. I'm sure it was like, holy crap.
So
It's,
could you have? Let's be fair. I don't know how to do
yeah,
that when talking drugs, right? But
yeah,
could
yeah.
you have a Jimi Hendrix without these altered state chemicals?
Don't know. That's interesting. I mean, he looked at music so differently than anybody. It was a
Right.
different thing for him. So he played
Is
feedback.
it?
Who
Or
played, I don't know
was
if he would have.
he mindset? Let's see. Um, this might be easy to explain, right? Because we're all
Yeah,
nerds. If he was doing enough psychedelics and acid, things like that, to make you self-reflect, maybe
yeah,
his ego was just gone, because that does happen.
yeah, maybe. Yeah,
And so when he was playing and creating, it was more like they say that he was just an antenna that kicked on
right.
and started receiving and kind of in the zone, in the flow. I've written songs and I've created stories,
Yeah.
and there is a process where it's more like I, the person, am not doing this. It's
Yeah,
something
sure.
beaming through me,
Yeah, everybody who creates has that experience, I think.
right? The muse
Yeah.
or whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it. So if you
Yeah.
took, I mean, we would still have Jimi Hendrix and that would be priceless. But if you took the chemicals for the altered state experience away, do you even have Jimi Hendrix?
That's tough, man. I mean, like the guy invented the fuzz box, you know,
Yeah,
he because he wanted his guitar to sound different. And nobody played feedback until Jimi Hendrix. If it wasn't
right.
for Jimi Hendrix, there'd be no Kim Thale. You know what I mean? No one was doing that.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, nobody was getting in front of their amp and like riding feedback. It just wasn't something you did, you know?
And
So
without
yeah,
chemicals, we have no Hendrix. And it's
right.
such a not a it's a unique to the creative sphere thing
Yeah.
because we know actually there's a weird conspiracy about his death, but we know that
Mm.
these chemicals not only addict the user, they're also doing something else with our actual mind set. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
almost, is there a way you could take the bad, I don't know what that means, or we can all kind
Right.
of guess, out of
Right.
Percocets, and then you just have whatever that euphoria thing
The
is for
feeling, yeah, sure.
creatives.
So you know what the weird thing is about me? Like, okay, so I'm just gonna preface this with I have been clean for 30 years probably and sober for about 9.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But
So
just honest talk. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I'm with you.
yeah. So this was a long time ago, obviously.
Right.
But when I would take substances, I couldn't be creative. When I would try and nothing would happen. Like a lot of times I would try to write stuff and it would just be gibberish. But when I was drunk, I was extremely creative. I could
So that
write
was
like
your,
incredible songs when I was drinking and I could sing better. My voice was looser and more open. Um so yeah, so substances never really helped me with creativity,
that's not true, actually.
but
We
alcohol,
just,
holy
and
crap.
it's
Yeah.
still a social lubricant. So
Sure.
that I think
Sure.
alcohol might be different because that's more like it allowed you to loosen up and out came your creative expression and
Yeah.
then it took a bite out of you where acid and that psychedelic scene is kind of a different thing altogether. It
Yeah.
changed you, the vessel, it changed you
Yeah. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
ways
Yeah.
that alcohol didn't.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I wrote the best song I've ever written while I was drunk, honestly. I was drunk in the shower and I wrote the best song I've ever written. And I came out and I was hanging out with a girl and she was like, "What were you singing in the shower?" And I was like, "It's the song I just wrote."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, sing it again." So I sang it to her and like, yeah. But yeah, it's
I never liked it was obviously because I hadn't found wrestling and learned how to do any of the perform stuff. I
yeah.
never liked hearing myself back, so I just couldn't share anything musically because it's too it no matter and probably still to this day, and it's weird, it still reduces you to like I use this expression all the time with
Yeah.
my human. Have you seen the meme of that little otter where it's holding a little guitar and he's like sad and says, "I just wanted to show you my thing"? There's a
No,
bit
that's
of that
hilarious. Oh man.
of, hey, this is
Yeah,
this here
private.
is
Yeah.
it's secret. It's everything.
Mhm.
Look, I'm not sure I could ever get past until wrestling and I
Yeah,
had no
sure.
choice.
I
Going
mean,
like,
as I wanted to be a
look,
rock star, so
I
yeah.
no,
I
oh
mean,
boy, that's a tough one.
yeah.
I didn't want to, I'm sure I did for a little bit, but in all honesty, I didn't want to be a rock star. I identify more with the music creatives like well, do you know much about Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys?
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
so the creative and just I wish I was smart enough to sit down with a full orchestra and just start by going, "Could you go beat, beat, beat?"
Right,
Okay. And
right.
once I do that, I'm just obsessed with how the pure creativeness. And he's one of those
Yeah.
minds that like a beautiful mind,
Yeah, definitely. So, dude, when I was a kid, I wanted to be freaking Elvis Presley and Billy Idol and Mick Jagger.
Hate Elvis. Hate
That's
Elvis.
dude.
No, no, boy, that's a flip flop.
But that's what I wanted to be, dude. I wanted to be those guys. And people would
I'm
be like, "Oh, Billy Idol's inauthentic," and I'd be like, "Look at that dude. Who cares?" You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I
I
did not
think
give a shit.
let's see if I can be as
So,
fair.
yeah,
Let's see if I can be as fair as possible about what or who I what do you call that? Emulated for music.
yeah, yeah, sure.
It's either got to be Lane Staley, really. It just
Yeah,
has to
right
be.
on.
I don't see because that influenced my what I was trying to present, however you word that.
Right.
Yeah. And that's not really fair to how Elvis is in my life.
Yeah, it's a
I
different.
don't yeah, I of course love, respect Elvis. I think sorry, fat karate Elvis is
Yeah,
hilarious. I don't know why.
it's all good.
I'm
It's
skinnier
all
now,
good,
but
dude.
I want to be fat karate Elvis. It amuses
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But I also kind of hate Elvis because whatever. You know my first name, right? The
Yeah, 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 yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's
His middle name.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
biblically uh is Noah's brother and carries a staff and hits it and turns the snake. And I've always
Yeah,
been esoteric leaning and studying. So man, that was so bad A or whatever.
yeah.
So about 16-ish, 17, right when you're real impressionable, I thought, I'm gonna ask my dad where he got this cool name and blah blah blah. And remember, I'm real impressionable. So I go up to
Right.
dad, not an Elvis fan at this point. Who cares? Blah blah blah. Anti-establishment. Dad, why did you guys name me Aaron? And I
Yeah.
love my dad, so I'm excited. He goes,
Right.
yeah, we named you after Elvis.
Right. Yeah.
And I just
Hey.
went, Elvis, because I was so the opposite uh,
Oh man.
of
Yeah.
everything Elvis was.
Yeah.
And it just created this little neat moment of Elvis, F
Yeah.
Elvis, but not
Yeah.
really.
Right. So as a kid, my mom gave me like all of her 45s. And
Oh,
my aunt's 45s and my uncle who had passed away gave me his 45s. My mom was born in 1954.
mhm.
So there was a lot of Elvis. Um,
Did any of your
and
parents get to be on the playing instrument side of the music?
no, it's weird because my dad's side of the family is very, very musically inclined, except for my dad. My uncle
Oh,
Steve is in the Flash Cubes, which I don't know if you know who the Flash Cubes are,
mm.
but they are a B level power pop band from the late 70s and early 80s. Very good regional recognition, but they're huge in Japan.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, and they've been on like some Rhino compilations and stuff like that. So,
Right, right.
not as famous as like the Raspberries,
I
but
didn't get any of that other than
yeah,
listeners and sharers.
yeah, but pretty important in like power pop circles. So my uncle is, sort of important. So yeah.
Right.
But yeah, neither one of my parents were musically inclined. They both
So
liked
that's how
music,
you
but
got your whatever you would call that. Hey, check this out. Oh, what's that?
yeah,
I want to. Yeah,
yeah,
it was a little bit different growing up. For the most part, I grew up in either Seymour, where you've been, or Shelbyville,
right,
where you've been.
yes,
I'm pretty
yes,
just straight middle ground suburban.
right,
So it's a whole different experience, but kind of with the same songs, like remembering Run DMC for the first time
yeah.
was with the Aerosmith collaboration.
Oh, sure,
That's what
sure,
I
sure, sure.
remember from.
Yeah,
Or
I heard
yeah,
Rockbox, so
oh, man,
which was because I was in New York, so I got to hear
right.
Rockbox. But
It's just a different level of access to the
yeah,
songs. It's the
sure,
same stories. My older brother share or listen to something and then me stealing his tapes and sneaking them out. Right
right,
up to the neighbor kid that I was so young, the memory is fuzzy. The neighbor
mm,
kid introducing me to Metallica just because he
sure,
was outside playing on a boombox early tapes of Metallica, and I just
yeah,
thought
yeah,
he was your classic. I know you're caught up on Stranger Things. That would
yes.
have been him, and I don't know
Oh,
remember
sure,
who he was or nothing. Just wow, this cool kid is showing me cool music,
right, sure,
and it
sure,
was
sure.
just man. Did you ever do that? Oh man, we're gonna get off topic, which we
Yeah.
don't need to. I have an experience with a girl
Mm,
where that's what we did. I was so into her. I think so.
yeah.
And high school, so you know how that's going. And that's all we did hanging out was basically sit on her floor and listen to records and talk.
Yes.
And
Yeah. So yeah.
nobody does anybody, well, we're doing it now, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had relationships like that. Most of the
This
girls who
was
I
an
hung out with, and
experience.
just yeah.
No, I should have maybe
My friend
prefaced it a little
Jenny,
better.
her and I never had any romantic stuff, but we used to lay around on my floor and listen to music, and it was really cool. She got
Yeah.
into hip hop later on, which I wasn't as into hip hop then.
She
So,
was into,
but
boy, this is hard to remember because it only happened twice, and then I would see her in school.
yeah,
Um, the first time I remembered she liked like The Cure and that kind of scene. And then later on, she was real into Pink Floyd,
okay,
but that's all I remember. I can't even pick her name or nothing. But the
dang,
experience is what counts because it was like almost a movie, but not really. You know, I was all
yeah,
like,
yeah,
hee
yeah,
hee hee hee, I'm
yeah,
sitting with this
yeah.
girl. People
Jenny
don't even,
was. Oh, sorry.
no, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say Jenny was super, super pretty, but we just never. It was just never a thing with us. But we would sit there and like stare at each other and listen to music, and like it was weird. But
Nah,
yeah,
me
but
and my
yeah,
best
we
friend always could just drive around. In fact, you know, I love Tool, whatever, or
sure.
you might not know, they're my favorite band for all the reasons. My
Right on.
story getting really introduced to them is kind of the same thing with my best friend still to this day. When Anima came out, which I
Mhm.
think is 96,
Yeah,
he had picked it up, my best friend, the day it came out at Best Buy on CD, right? And then
sure.
he picked me up and we just drove around Shelbyville listening to that album.
Okay.
That experience was so instantaneous, like, holy cow, what is this? I must have it. The
Nice.
instant before the first song, which is Stinkfish, which is a great song, I was like, dude, can I pay you for this album? I have to,
That's
I
awesome.
have to go. I can't.
I can't
And
leave this with
it's,
you. Yeah,
yes. And he
that's
was just
wild.
like, yeah, of course. And it's just the raw experience of that is
Yeah,
gone.
yeah,
I think. I hope not, but
yeah. I don't know, dude. I know that when I experience new music now, um, it's different than when I was younger for sure. But as
yeah.
far as like, as far as like, I don't know. It's not that I don't get as excited because if there's music that's really, really good, I do get excited about it. But at
Right.
the
It's
same
harder to
time,
find,
yeah, yeah,
which
and
is
it's harder
yeah,
to spend a lot of time with music anymore.
right.
That's one of the hard things for me,
Right.
honestly.
Without giving away, you know, at least who I work for
Yeah,
on, you know what? Never mind. There are a
yeah,
lot of things in my life, thankfully, and have been where I've been allowed to listen to music while performing chores or tasks that I have to do. And for
yeah,
some reason, music has made, does make, and will continue to make all of that experience better,
absolutely.
including production for the company.
Right on, brother.
Yeah,
Right on. Right
I
on.
know it's getting, what time is it? We might want to think
Yeah, we
about.
might want to wrap up, dude. Actually, it's 4:40. I don't know
All
what
right,
time we
so
started,
you
but
got anything you want to say to wrap up while I bring up
um,
Rusty's actual album title so we can do that
sure.
whole shtick?
I mean, no, just I appreciate everybody who listened to the first podcast. I know this one is a little longer. The
Cut what you
review,
need to. We know how it
yeah,
goes.
the review was earlier on, so if you want to go back and listen to the review, but this is fun, dude. I like what we're building, and I appreciate you doing this with me, and I appreciate anybody who's tuning in and checking it out, man. So it's good
Me
times.
too. Obviously, we've echoed each other all day.
Yeah.
All right, so my friend's band AJ is Rusty Ship. You can find him just about anywhere. And I guess
Okay,
the album we are going to go with is Capsized Empire. I will send you the links.
sweet.
Everybody else, if you want to follow along, you probably should because it's nautical themed. It's going to be an interesting one.
I'm psyched for it, dude.
All right.
All right. So yeah, like I said, man, everybody, thanks a lot. Icon, you got anything to say before we sign out, or? All right.
Wait a minute. Please,
Oh,
please, if we did anything wrong, offensive, or you need to comment, please do in a nice,
yeah,
respectful
sure.
way. But please try to remember my taste in music sucks.
Yes, indeed it does. All right. Everybody take care, man. We'll see y'all next week. All right. Let me